G'day, Ian here from Fpv-Power. Just going to showcase our new product. This is the prototype. Just finished building it. It is a battery monitor, battery meter. It's a live capacity meter. It's live both ways. So if you had a charge going in and a draw going out, it will tells you how much amps is being put back in or how much is going back out. So, but in most cases, you'll be just recording what's going out. So from the battery, this is our waterproof 50 amp hour battery. Super light, 12 volt, coming out of here on the main discharge for the trolling motor. Battery input, output, the meters in between. Output is the motor, as you can see, waterproof connections all the way, and this is our safety magnetic cutoff. So right now, let's look at the voltage. Hold this down. There we go. 12.49 volts. This battery is at, which is full, 12.6 is fully charged, and we're just going to use the motor as the load. So if I click on here, the percentage, we're at 100% of the battery. So you can actually hold this down and set it to 100%. After you do a charge, initially you just put it there and it'll be 100%. By default, you'll be at 0%, but I'm just going to show you more details in an instruction manual, but let's go put it here. Can you see this? This is the live current draw. At the moment, with nothing connected, it is 0.00343. And with this being put on, magnetic switch, there we go, there's power, is consuming 150 plus milliamps, so 0.164 amps being discharged right now from this system. And we are going to increase the motor and see what happens. That's full power. There's no prop. We're not in the water, so it's just freewheeling. And the maximum that we're ever going to get is going to be 2 amps. Slowing down, as you can see. Let's look at another setting. See, that's amps. This is the amps being discharged, and this will handle up to 75 amps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have max 75 amps in brackets on this, on this side where the motor is. We've updated that already on the drawings. Let me click on amp hour. So this is the amps discharge, live current. Now there we go. So this is a 50 amp hour, 50 AH. Where are we at? We're at 49.97. So can you see that everything is very live? It's a live deduction as we speak. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference because it's only just 2 amps, but hopefully it will work. And then I can pull this and it stops. Percentage, we're still at 100%. That's the amps, 1.5. Oh, let me turn. So there you go. The amperage actually dropped down. The other way. Can you see how the amperage peaked? That's because it is an induction motor and there's an induction inrush. There we go. There we go. Not good to flip the motor to reverse when it's going forward. So 1.6 amps currently being discharged. Whatever we got. There we go. It dropped. So 49.97 before. Now it's 49.9. So as you can see, you're fishing 1 hour into the trip, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours into the trip. You can get a capacity indicator. You can get a very, very accurate, give and take a few percentage, but it gives you a very good, resolution or a good eye on the capacity as you are draining it on your fishing trip. What more is important than knowing how much fuel you got left in your fuel tank? And without taking the guesswork out, just taking the guesswork out of the whole equation, this little product does it. We're going to supply it. We've thought of ways of supplying it because it's all about. Let me just turn this off. It's all about being user friendly. How are we going to supply it to the end customer, and what do you need to do? So looking at the different scenarios, most likely we're going to end up supplying the unit with a length of cable, unterminated. So we're going to we're going to probably leave about 150 mil on the input from the battery, output to the motor, because number one, every installation is different. Where you're going to have the battery, is it going to be under the seat? Is it going to be underneath your kayak? What kayak do you have? Is it going to be all the way at the front? Because these are so darn light, they can be put anywhere. It doesn't have to be right on the CFG, center of gravity. So we're going to give 150, and we're going to supply, we have very nice crimpless, solderless little connectors, which are waterproof. They've got the waterproof glue on it, and all you do is put even if you use a crude lighter, a lighter underneath it, and they've got a little soldering ring, so that when you put the two wires together, even with a heat gun or a lighter, it will melt that solder ring and fuse it, and then the glue on the outside is going to seal it 100% waterproof tight. So that's going to be a very little handy little component that we'll include. And like I said, 150. You can buy the plugs extra. We will not be supplying the plugs, because everybody installation is different. Some people want to hardwire it to certain bits and pieces, or you might have your own plug with Anderson's if you're fishing freshwater, or with ours saltwater. Definitely go these 60 amp hour waterproof connectors for high current. And for my kayak, for example, I've got the batteries put away at the back of the kayak, at the back, and then I'll have a cable running through the hull underneath, and then I've got a port on the side of my kayak on the left hand side. So all I need is just a very short cable like this, and very short cable like this. So the batteries are at the back of the kayak, and I've got an extender that runs inside the kayak, the hull, from the back to the side of the kayak with a waterproof gland with one of these connectors sticking out. So that means all I do is, you can do it with one hand, like this, and unplug this with the other hand. Sorry about this. It's very hot here in Melbourne today, very, very muggy. So another word is, this battery is in the back of the kayak, running the extender. On the side of my hull, where I sit in the cabin, I've got a connector sticking out like this, with waterproof nipples, waterproof glands. And all I do is, boom, plug it into there. Got my meter right in front of me where I need it. And if you need it longer, you can always extend. So that's why we've decided to keep it at 150, and then you guys can add whatever length, run extensions, do whatever you want. Or if we have it fixed with a plug, the cost is involved in there, and then you've got to get another plug to join it. Whereas we go, let's just keep it unterminated. Customers can terminate it themselves and buy the waterproof connections if they wish to, and do their own connections. They'll be the most cost effective, and more as everything is pretty much customizable that way. Thank you.